inspiration for this video. It's a point I don't hear brought up at all, and is something I believe is nowadays the most important aspect to keeping a fight scene compelling. What I am talking about is the pacing of a fight scene.
Why did he have to go all that? We've seen the words pacing on the screen. You didn't have to, like, do this Shakespearean. We got it already. I'm just like, come on, let's go, let's go.
He should have started talking like that, and then when he said the pacing should have came up. As opposed, yeah. It's like the title and then just going, you don't know what this is about? Well, it's about the title. Yeah.
I was asked to pinpoint the moment the fight began between Goku and Vegeta. I would say right here. And again, if I was asked when the fight ended, I would have...
The fight started when the fight started? When they met up at the location of the fight and they went, okay, let's start fighting. That's when the fight started. How very clever, I guess. This is... What? This is padding. What is this?
Here. But what's in the middle?
He would have to say the fight ended when Vegeta left the planet? So they started fighting when they started fighting, and they ended fighting at the end of the fight. The beginning of the video, I would have to say, would be at 0000. I would have to say. Dude!
The fight, right? Well, yes and no. If I wanted to, between the beginning and the ending I pointed out, I could outline 13 individual stories that are being told over the course of this entire fight. This is how the author of a comic or story manages the attention span of his or her viewers. There are most definitely more than 13 individual stories that take place during this section. This just happens to be what I came up with off the top of my head. But the point I am trying to make with this time...
Can we see those individual stories?
I'd really like to see them.
Is Tail getting cut off a story?
I guess Yajirobe being there and him being a coward and...
Well... Okay, but what about the two Gohans right there?
This one is Gohan standing up by himself to Vegeta. That's a story. But that's also Frieza, because he came back and fought Frieza after Goku was presumably dead in the lava.
But what about him and Krillin?
I guess them getting their resolve to help Goku in that
Well, you can't have two then.
Yeah, you can, because in this one is Krillin and Gohan together, and in this one it's like, well, it's Gohan by himself having to fight this super elite dude.
No.
It's
basically the same.
Oh, wait, no, I don't know what the difference is between the two Goku monkey fights. Wait, no.
Goku is...
Oh, wait, okay. Is this all one?
No, I think if you go, he's going to show the number 13 at 30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. No, I don't get that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you just hit down. Yeah, that's all.
So, fight begins. Vegeta superior, then Goku superior. Vegeta go, I'm gonna destroy the planet, and Goku stops him. Vegeta goes, I have this trump card. Vegeta displays the trump card. Goku is injured. Gohan and Krillin go,
see they have to do it because Gohan can't.
Yajirobe does. Then individual, hey, we have to do something.
Gohan has to do something. And then Krillin throws a spirit bomb, and then Big Monkey Gohan, and then Krillin's about to kill him, and then the end.
These are not These are not individual stories. These are occurrences that's going on in the story. You can't.
These are like 4 different plot lines.
Yeah,
or something.
No. If we're just saying that, we can do that with almost anything that has a story. Don't just say that like it's unique to Dragon Ball.
Oh, the 3rd Harry Potter book when he learned the Patronus at the end, where he's rescuing him and Hermione. It allows to. No.
There are 15 separate stories happening in that moment. Number
the
1,
Time Turner,
Harry's connection with his father
and his mother.
Doing.
Yeah,
this is what you're doing, and it's nothing. We can do this with anything if you're just going things that happen equates to a story.
An individual storyline.
You're gonna have to go back a little bit.
Oh yeah, because we did just go. Okay.
The point I am trying to make with this timetable is that there is more to a single fight than just what you think you are seeing.
Obviously.
Making up this single fight is a series of
Okay.
intricate...
What happened in the Toguro Yusuke fight?
So much.
There's like 20 different things that happen, but
Yes.
I'm not going, it's 20 different plot lines. It is one storyline with occurrences within.
With connecting storylines, going back and forward, and all this other stuff.
It's like doing an outline and you have one and then it's A, B, C, D, 3. You're going, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not how it worked.
It's just to make it sound more grandiose than it is. Instead of just these things happen, these are separate stories that happen.
Pay attention to this the next time you see a fight scene, and see if you can identify when the subject of the fight itself changes, either momentarily
Okay.
or completely.
So the subject of the fight changing equals a whole different story occurring?
It's not a new storyline.
According to him, it is.
So that just means that no matter what, if there's 20 characters in a fight, it can't be any worse. It's got to be one of the best things ever because there's 20 to 40 different plot lines
Yes.
going on. And if they transform, even the better. That's ridiculous, dude.
It's ridiculous.
Constant shift in focus helps keep the viewer's attention strong throughout. What I am about to break down for you is common knowledge to most hardcore pro wrestling fans. But perhaps
No, because you can have an Iron Man match between two people and the focus is on the two people for 60 minutes and it can be super duper interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can bring in a third or fourth person near the end, but that doesn't matter. It can still be really good.
Yeah. I don't know what he's...
they might not see the correlation between that and every fight scene in most stories.
Wait.
And of
Is
course,
he talking about low point, high point?
Midpoint and all that.
Oh, here's Goku at his lowest point, and then he's gonna come back once he hears it from the crowd and rallies for a second, and then Vegeta's gonna get stronger, and then Goku has to figure out a way to beat. It's escalation. It's storytelling.
storytelling.
This is show me a fight that's just static to juxtapose this to, because you're just telling me that this is you've not explained how it perfected fighting.
It's no different than Rock Lee Gata.
Seriously.
Except there wasn't more people jumping in with Gata, I guess.
this pertains exclusively to fiction. Okay, so let's break it down. In order to effectively pace a long fight scene, you need to make sure you do at least some of these things during it. These things are the shine, the cutoff, the hope, the double down,
Shine. From my head down to my shoes. Shine. Skirt on 22. Shine. You know?
I hope Manny is fine. I feel like he's I feel like he's not. Yeah, no, like I said, this is a fight scene, dude.
The
This
double
is-
down. KFC. I'm just trying anything
Yeah,
here.
no, I dig it.
The hope. What?
It's the hope spot. But
The
yeah,
cutoff.
This is regular fighting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing special. You're just going that this did the thing that is done. You said it's done in wrestling. Professional wrestling's been around forever. And it's been doing these same things forever. This is nothing
the
special.
hope, the double down, and the finish. Now, I can hear you already. What are they, and where do they apply to the Goku and Vegeta fight? Well, I'm glad you asked. The shine. This is where the good guy, in this case Goku, demonstrates his superior ability to the bad guy, who is in this case Vegeta. The shine is when we see how the fight would go if it was done 100% fairly. This gives the audience an idea.
Wow.
But this fight was done 100% fairly. If anything, Goku was the unfair one.
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta was just using his natural abilities.
So, it's unfair that Vegeta gets to use a Zoru, because that's cheating. But Goku can use a Kaioken, which isn't cheating.
when he was getting his balls handed to him without it? What? This was 100% fair.
If it was done 100% fairly. This gives the audience an idea of what the good guy is capable of. So the shine in this instance was the opening to the fight, Goku's initial flurry and his Kaioken ×3. Akira Toriyama uses this to communicate who is the superior fighter. And just as things are going well, we are thrusted into the
No, Goku was not the superior fighter because he needed a technique that would triple his abilities in an instant. And then even that wasn't enough because Vegeta goes, well, it was a double. And then he had to go triple because the double wasn't enough because Vegeta goes, well, we've seen techniques like that in our home world and that means nothing to me and I can still beat the out of you. And he was not supposed to go to a triple and he went, well, I can't do anything else except triple my power.
The cutoff. The cutoff is when the bad guy decides that enough is enough. Things are not going his way, and so it's time to use nefarious means.
Nefarious. Technique versus technique.
Yeah.
Oh, but he cheating.
Vegeta makes himself stronger. Goku makes himself stronger. Vegeta's nefarious. How?
Hey, what did Kenpachi use that was nefarious against Ichigo? What a great fight that was, huh?
What did Lucci use that was nefarious against Luffy? What a great fight that was.
Rock Lee Gata?
Sendo Ippo?
What are we talking about? What nefarious thing?
And how is this nefarious?
Now, Frieza tried some nefarious.
Yes.
He tried to blow up the planet like I can't do, so you through.
The magician tries some nefarious things, but it doesn't need to follow this structure in order to be a good fight.
Now, you're saying the cutoff as in something he had to do nefarious things. The cutoff could just be the hero getting their rally and then the villain cuts it off like, oh, is that all you got? And then they power up.
Their ability just ends like Gear 3rd.
Yeah, something like that. Not, hey, they do something nefarious, and that's the problem. Because this isn't nefarious. He just used a technique within his own arsenal, just like Goku.
To make himself stronger, like Goku.
Way, and so it's time to use nefarious means to gain the upper hand over the good guy. This is when Vegeta decides to threaten the Earth in an attempt at gaining the upper hand on Goku, eventually resorting to transforming into the Kizaru transformation, which multiplies his strength 10 times over. The fight is now dominated by Vegeta. And during the bad guy's domination, we get introduced to the third phase, the Hope. This is the moment or moments during a fight where, through clever planning, skill, or tenacity, the good guy manages to turn
his arms up and say, give me your energy.
Yeah, we don't know what this technique can do. This is the first time that we're seeing it. We don't know what it is. He just says that it's strong enough to beat him, and we're just supposed to go, okay, cool. Why not a Kamehameha? Why? So I guess that automatically, just for some reason, is strong enough to beat him.
All right, Planet, give me your stupid energy.
In his favor before being brought to his knees again by the bad guy. This is to create the illusion to the viewer or reader that the good guy still has a chance at gaining the upper hand before taking it away again. There are a number of moments in this fight that match this description. It could be Goku's
like every shonen fight ever.
Yep.
Anyone that's roughly of equal strength, not the, oh, you're a bum and I'm just gonna bum you up.
This happened way before this this fight. We're going back to JoJo Part 1. The mansion fight. This had all of these things. And this was way before Dragon Ball. This fight. Terribly sorry. Because this is what you're showcasing as. This is the epitome of blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that had all of these things.
Initial solar flare and charging of the spirit bomb.
Wow, that's a nefarious means.
Yes,
blinding
him.
opponent.
Or just using a technique that just goes, this will destroy evil outright. Oh, what a fantastic man.
Be when Yajirobe cuts off Vegeta's tail. But what sticks out more than anything to me in my head was this. The Spirit Bomb connects with Vegeta, causing him to fly miles into the air only to crash to the Earth once again. However,
I guess this is just a blast that just flings him up into the air and just tears off his armor, but not his pants. What is this? We don't know, but here it is. It can defeat Vegeta. It can be transferred over to people. It can be bounced off of good people.
Did they do this spot twice? Because when Goku did the Kamehameha, Vegeta got flung into the air, and Yajirobe was like, "That's it."
They did.
I couldn't remember if the Spirit Bomb actually flung him up. I remember the Kamehameha did, but I couldn't remember if the Spirit Bomb does.
So Vegeta can get flung miles into the air and then fall to the earth, and his back's not broken or anything. Okay. Because it's not.
Again. However, despite taking a lofty amount of damage from the Vegeta still rallies himself enough to remain in a dominant position. The Double Down. The Double Down is when all fighters involved are incapacitated on their backs, unable to move with exhaustion. The playing field has been leveled. This usually manifests due to a split-second decision made by the good guy or a mistake made by the bad guy. This is when Gohan falls onto Vegeta
That
as
doesn't happen in every fight. What is he saying by this? Is he saying that this is what makes a good fight, or these are the elements that are present in this fight that makes it good?
No, he says if you have a long fight, then you have to have these 5 things in order to keep the viewer's interest high.
Well, no. Because the Luffy Lucci didn't have this. The double down where they're both exhausted.
Yes, it did.
When?
After Gear 3rd, when Luffy's on the ground, after the big boy, the I'm gonna destroy your insides one. Lucci's worn out. Because he says the damage of his legs a little bit before that. So he's a little worn out.
He's a little worn out, but he's not laid out.
No, he's not laid out.
It's not an equal. They're on their backs, but then the villain gets up.
But I don't think he means the villain is on his back. I think he means all the heroes are laid out and the villain is on top.
I think he said everybody's laid out.
Okay. Well, we can always just go back and listen.
enough to remain in a dominant position. The Double Down. The Double Down is when all fighters are incapacitated on their backs, unable to move with exhaustion. The playing field has been leveled. This usually manifests due to a split-second decision made by the good guy or a mistake made by the bad guy. This is when Gohan falls onto the...
Nope, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. Again, this is just things that he has to implant into this fight to make it seem good. Instead of just going, the fight is good. No. Double down, hope spot. This, and this. But again, not all fights need this.
Because Toguro Yusuke didn't have it either.
Sure didn't.
Toguro
was on top until he wasn't.
Until the literal second he wasn't.
Vegeta up until this point had been systematically dismantling the Earth's defenses, overcoming every trap. With the help of Goku and a miscalculation on Vegeta's part, Vegeta finds himself crushed.
It's not a miscalculation, because Gohan just grew his tail back.
Yeah, randomly. And now it affects him. Why? We don't know. And Toriyama's not interested in telling us. Why didn't it happen with Goku? Why didn't Vegeta grow back his tail in this instant when he looked up at the moon? It just happened here. For some reason.
An enormous Uzaru Gohan, resulting in himself, Gohan, Krillin, and Goku all down for the count, until finally, the finish. This is, the name...
So that double down section was bush, because a lot of times this does not happen in fights.
Yeah, no.
This is something that happened in this fight, and so you can go, well, it happened in this fight, so that's why it's perfect, because other things don't do this, because it's a bush reasoning.
Yeah.
Suggests when the conclusion to the fight takes place, and it just so happens to segue nicely into the final part of this video.
Wait, pause. Why did he use English before and then Japanese? Why? Consistency. That doesn't make any sense.
Why are you asking why? The question should have been answered by now.
Punctuation, you see.
Yeah, that's why.
That's the answer.
Yep, he doubled down and shined through the, what were the other ones?
Through the hope of the
Finish?
the shine and
What was the second one?
hope.
The hope was third.
Nefarious means was the comeback.
No. The
It-
shine.
the shine was first.
Yeah. Then there was a second one. Then it was
Yeah,
hope.
it was whatever.
Double down. Finish.
Whatever the villain uses with nefarious means to overcome the hero.
But what was it?
I don't remember. And I don't care to remember. I'm a wrestling fan, and this dude is making me less of one.
I love this section, and I think Akira Toriyama has a wonderful flair for the dramatic too. When you are writing your conclusion, you ideally want to write it in such a way that it's not immediately predictable to the reader or viewer. This means that when you are faced with writing an ending to your fight, do not choose the first thing that comes to your mind.
What?
Don't
What?
How is that even going to be possible? What? Hold on. First off, if you choose the first thing that comes to your mind, it could be just as good as the fifth thing you think of.
Yes. I'm sure that the first thing that came to Toriyama's mind was Goku and friends beat Vegeta.
Vegeta's about to escape. And let's write around that.
It's you're not into his mind, so you don't know if that was his first draft or not. Dude, what are you talking about?
Now, the only thing I can think of is he wants a bunch of false finishes. So, oh, this is the finish to the fight, but no, it's actually not. So you don't want to do the very first thing you came up with. You want to keep escalating until it feels satisfactory. That's literally the only thing I can think of.
Do not choose the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't even pick the first 5 things.
What?
Choose the 6th option at least.
What?
But what if the 6th option is trash? What if it's just like Goku kills Vegeta, Vegeta kills Goku, Kami comes back to life and he's actually a Saiyan and he grows a tail and he looks at the moon, and what if the 6th option is trash? Don't just go, how? What are you talking about? If you're making a story, you can absolutely just go with your first one and just go, I know where this story is ending, so I'm gonna lead to it. Like JK said that JK said that she already had the ending of Harry Potter, like when she first started the book. Same thing with Oda. What's wrong with just picking? Because it's sometimes you want to subvert the expectations, and sometimes the best thing to do is the obvious and most satisfying thing.
Chances are it will surprise your viewer that way.
No, come on, dude. A viewer can't be surprised. Even if they expect something, they can be surprised by it. Because they will go, well, that's the obvious thing, so it's going to go in a different direction. Oh, wow. No, they just did it. Anything can surprise the viewer if you're invested.
And also, you're saying surprise the viewer, like all viewers have the same mindset. Like all viewers are just like, yep, Vegeta's gonna be killed by Goku. Oh no, it didn't happen. No, there's got to be some people like, okay, Vegeta's such a good villain that he's got to come back one day, so he's gonna let him go or something. Don't just say viewer like it's a blanket statement.
Or that even the viewer wants to be surprised. Because if Usopp died tomorrow, I'd be super surprised, but I'd be like, oh, this is trash.
Sometimes the most expected thing is Luffy needs to become the Pirate King.
Nah.
Yes, he does.
I disagree.
Get that trash out of here.
I disagree.
Get that trash out of here. Okay, what about Zoro?
He needs to find One Piece.
Okay, yeah. What about Zoro? Does he need to be the strongest sword?
Absolutely.
There you go. How about that?
Even if he dies 2 seconds after becoming it, he needs to be the best.
There you go. We'll go with that as opposed to getting into an argument about One Piece.
A lot of instances that caught me off guard when I first watched this as a
Why are so many people always caught off guard and gasping for breath and all these grandiose words
because
that
they
just...
can take that emotion into their adulthood and cite back to it.
My emotion was literally cool.
Yep.
And now I'm thinking about it and I'm like,
trash.
No, Goku Vegeta's still cool.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But there's a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And those problems, to me, lower the fight.
Sure. It's no longer the unquestioned top 3 that I used to believe. It's probably 15 range, like top 15.
But there's just like so much middling in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Goku and Vegeta wasn't like that though.
Yeah,
this was way before. Yeah. This was like the third best of good Toriyama fights. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Decision to fire the blast right at the Earth, Yajirobe's tail slice, Gohan's Ozaru transformation, and finally Vegeta's escape at the hands of Krillin. And once your ending is established, the important thing is...
Okay, so yeah, he's just talking about have a bunch of endings and then just go with the... So just have a bunch of false finishes. Just have a bunch of wrestlers kicking out of each other's finishers until the moment that he doesn't.
Yeah, why does some people take only one tombstone to go down, but it takes Roman Reigns to kick out of 3 of them? Does that mean that Roman Reigns is 3 times the man that Kane is? I guess.
Further storytelling. And this is achieved through planting seeds for the next arc.
Wait, why does he have a mustache?
That's a good question. Why does that guy have a mustache?
I'm sure I hope that's just an anime only thing where it's just like, look, we can't just copy and paste this dude 18 times and just have wrinkles sometimes.
And why would it be white to signify his age?
And why is he so close up? Put him in the back.
So it looks like at least like it's this cloth
it might be a turban. No.
Just mustache. So,
And once your ending is established, the important thing is to invite further storytelling. And this is achieved through planting seeds for the next arc in the middle of the current one, to be called back on at the end. In this case...
Oh, he did just say in this case. Yeah. Let's see.
End. In this case, it was their decision to pursue...
No, come on, dude. What are you talking about? They didn't they do this afterwards where it was like, well, we don't have any Dragon Balls. It was like, well, they talked about Piccolo being Namekian, so let's look for Namek. Wasn't this after the fact?
That's what it was.
As you can probably tell, I could gush and talk about this topic for hours. Fight scenes are a magnificent means of telling a story while appealing to our instincts as human beings. And Goku's first clash with Vegeta has and always will hold a special place as my introduction to the world of Dragon Ball.
So it was my introduction into the world of Dragon Ball and the world of anime. Yeah. No, it wasn't. How could it be? You had a bunch of the crap other.
And also, this was like, what was it, episode 20 or something?
Yeah.
What? Did you just hop in during this fight? Because if you did, you don't have all the motivations and whatnot that makes the fight a fight.
Did you really just skip over all of Raditz?
So what happened here? Did you just lie here where you said that this was the introduction to your whole fight thing? Or was it, and you don't have how he trained with King Kai and Gohan training with Piccolo and Piccolo being an eternal rival to Goku and Krillin being a friend and this and this and this?
Now, I can understand it if he's talking about this was his introduction into what he should look for in a fight. But he said this is his introduction into Dragon Ball. Yes. That's the problem. Like, that makes no sense.
You thought that all a fight scene was action and nothing more. I hope now you can appreciate the careful planning and strategy that goes into mapping out something as complex as this.
But you just implanted like 5 of your own rules into it.
Yes.
And one of the rules only happened in really this fight, because it doesn't happen in the Boo fights. It doesn't happen in the Frieza fights, Cell fights. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Cell fight was just sort of like an even sort of back and forth. And that went on for like 2 or 3 episodes. Huh.
Is this, and more than your typical fight scene, these physical demonstrations are incredibly effective vehicles in telling entertaining and compelling narratives, full of catharsis, surprise, and character.
No, I do not care about surprise. Just is what you presented on the page good to me.
How did Dragon Ball perfect fighting?
Good question.
Maybe
put quite simply, this classic Dragon Ball masterclass reminds us all that there is more than we think going on behind the scenes when it comes to perfecting a fight scene.
Yeah. So, I thought he was going to say, this is Dragon Ball's perfected fight. And that would make sense. Like, this was the most perfect Dragon Ball fight we've had. But no, It's just a perfect. It perfected fighting. So all that fighting beforehand
Didn't exist.
Because
These wrestling terms that you got this directly from, all the wrestling matches that had this, didn't exist.
they existed, but they just weren't as good because there were always flaws in this. But Dragon Ball finally with Goku and Vegeta perfected fighting. 8.
Yeah, I was thinking 7, but then this ending was just like, yeah, screw you, dude.
Yeah. That was fairly quick.
Yeah.
You want to do some more of that part 5?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we'll knock out like 30 minutes or so, I guess.
All right. So yeah, that's what we're doing next time.